You are the CISO of a large global software company that generates over $600 million in revenue a year. You are regularly asked all those awkward questions about the state of your security program by the CEO and the board. Questions like, are we secure? And are we allocating our security budget in the right place? You've answered them consistently for the last 8 quarters, and you're feeling pretty confident with yourself. Whatever you've been telling the CEO and the board seems to have worked. You're getting the majority of the budget you want, and they're mostly leaving you alone. But then you wake up one morning and catch the headlines that one of your most popular products, a product that represents over $24 million in revenue, has been the subject of a high-profile compromise. You spring into action, you invoke your incident response plans, and you find a mitigation. However, it's not over yet. Over 2,000 organizations that rely on your software and the sensitive personal information of 60 million people has been permanently disclosed. When the dust settles, the total estimated cost of the breach is nearly $10 billion, over 16 times the total annual revenue of your company, racked up in a mere 6 months. It's almost unbelievable, but it's real, and it happened on your watch. And it happened after you'd already convinced the CEO and the board that everything was fine. Something is seriously wrong with this picture. My name is Andrew Townley, and I'm the founder and CEO of Archistry. What I do is help large global organizations build more effective, value-driven security programs. You see, many CISOs, even experienced ones, think they have a good handle on the cyber risk exposure of their organizations. But as the above story shows, I don't believe this is true at all, especially if your organization supplies software and services. Because the truth is, even if you have cyber insurance and you manage to restrict the financial impact figures to your own organization, most organizations don't have an intelligent approach to truly estimating the overall risk exposure to their organization in the event of a cyber attack. And that means it's nearly impossible to be able to express the overall value of your security program. In the above example, based on information about the recent MOVEit exploit, almost all CISOs that use traditional cybersecurity frameworks or methods for risk assessment would have attempted to express the value of their security program as some kind of percentage of the organization's revenue. A percentage, not a multiple. But as the data from the MOVEit breach clearly shows, the value of the Progress software security program must, in fact, be a multiple of the nearly $10 billion in total estimated costs associated with the breach. Not even only $10 billion, but a multiple. Because you have to understand the role of your security program within the larger systems of which it's a part. It's not just about your organization. It's about all the organizations who are the customers of your organization. And the more customers you have, the more valuable your security program actually becomes. Value that can easily exceed the overall value or market capitalization of the entire organization, not just the annual revenue. So while you may think that you're using the latest and greatest best practice frameworks and methodologies to establish your organization's risk exposure, to prioritize your security investments, and to communicate the value of your security program to the executive leadership team and the board, the evidence shows that this simply isn't the case. Doing the math on the SolarWinds breach brings the estimated aggregate breach costs to almost $1.5 billion, putting it pretty close to the company's market capitalization of nearly $2 billion. Assuming an industry average of 10%, that means the budget for security in SolarWinds may have been approximately $80 million. And the budget of Progress, assuming just for the MOVEit revenue allocation, may have been around $2.4 million. And it's likely that the CISOs of both organizations had to fight tooth and nail to get whatever they got, probably the same as you are right now in your organization. Of course, not every breach is a MOVEit or a SolarWinds, and they're obviously extremes, for now. But how can you be sure that your estimation of the value of your security program is any better than theirs was? How can you give your executive leadership team and the board the confidence that they want, that they aren't going to be getting a similar sort of surprise at some stage? Well, using the traditional methods of ascertaining the value of your security program with the leading industry frameworks, you can't. That's why you need to take a different approach. You need to take an approach that's based on understanding the true big picture of what you're protecting, both inside and outside your organization. And fortunately, such a system for doing this in a reliable and repeatable way already exists. And you have the opportunity to learn how to use it yourself directly from me over the course of 5 days of the upcoming hands-on security value delivery bootcamp. But if you really want to solve this problem sooner rather than later, you need to act now, because there are only 12 available slots in the boot camp, and the first 3 sessions kick off on Monday, June 3rd. To find out more about how the boot camp can help you and what it takes to register, because there is a fast way and a slow way, simply visit this link, archistry.com/value. Because the sooner you can explain the value of your security program in true business terms, the sooner you'll be able to get the budget and resources you really need. I'm Andrew Chalmey, and I'm looking forward to working with you in one of the upcoming sessions of the Security Value Delivery Bootcamp. Stay safe.